Welcome one and all to episode 511 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, here as always with suspenders set to maximum sun. Got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about a number of recent topics. So we've been playing Rage 2 every day so far this week, except for Monday. It wasn't out on Monday, but 3 days. We've had 3 days of 4-hour gameplay each day for Rage 2. I'm having an absolute blast with it. I'm enjoying the game much more than I thought I would. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, where we'll do another 4-hour live stream at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. I hope you guys tune in. But yeah, any questions about Rage 2, bring them up. That is the topic of the day. We'll also be talking about the new Purveyor for Fallout 76, which they released this morning. I did a video on that as well, 14 minutes, nice and short. We went to the Purveyor. We bought 3 legendary items from the Purveyor. You can watch the video to see what I got. So we're talking about that. Then we're going to be playing Doom 2016 towards the end of the program today. The way this program works is I chat and do a Q&A with all of you for the first hour or so. Then after hour 1, we play some Doom until I get tired and go to bed, which is going to be great. So looking forward to all of that. Now, as we typically do here on the program, it is the ritual of the show to light up a cigar. Cheers, if I can get my... Charles Borden is in the house. Publius Varus is in the house. Weird Beard says, good evening, Ox. Glad to be back home from Cleveland Clinic and catching a live stream. I'm glad you're here, too. Let me get my glasses. I'm having a hard time with the chat. I don't know if it's the glare of my backlight, because I have this backlight. So for years, I did this program with a $20 webcam from Amazon and no lighting in my office, and I finally have decent equipment now, so I've got a decent camera and lighting. That's what it looks like without my lighting. But man, I've got that light shining in my eyes. It's so much better, but man. Brian Sanchez says, howdy, Ox. Don Cointon says, hope you're doing okay, Weird. Oh, he was talking to Weird Beard. Yep, it's good to have the regulars in the chat today. Good to see all of you. Now, the thumbnail. Brian Sanchez says, what are you going to play after Doom, seeing as you're only about 2 or 3 episodes away? I don't know, because I need to keep Dishonored for my live streams. I need to keep Rage. Maybe we'll put Rage into Scotch and Smoke Rings. I don't know, that game, I get invested in that game. I'm having so much fun with Rage that I really want to keep playing. So an hour isn't going to be enough. Oh, that's a good question. You got me thinking about that now. I'm not sure. Miami JJ says, enjoying your Fallout 3 series. Thank you, Miami JJ. I'm working on Broken Steel right now. I have about half of the DLC captured, and I still need to go through and capture the other half of the DLC. Then I need to work with a composer to get a new song composed. So yeah, a lot of work ahead of us, but I am in the process of working on that. Also, I'm going to be coming up with new shirts for the shop. I know it's been a while since I've updated the shirt shop. Many of you have been asking for new designs, and never fear, I will be coming with new designs soon. So if you have any ideas that you'd like to see, let me know in the chat so that you can spark some imagination. Rocket says, have you played the first Rage, and do you like Rage 2 better? I have played the first Rage. I do like the Rage 2 better. Sir Reginald Bobslayer says, do you feel that the characters in Rage 2 lack emotion? Like when a certain character dies, it feels like the two main characters felt no loss. I mean, yeah, that's a perfectly legitimate criticism. I felt the exact same thing. When characters die, I mean, it's completely and utterly meaningless. This reminds me of... the press release that came out with it. So when they sent out codes to all of the press. They also sent a letter a few days before the game was made available publicly. And they explained their vision for the game. And they pretty much said, look, we see this game as a summer blockbuster. It's like the Armageddon of a video game. The plot, it's not really important. It's the experience. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, playing the game, that's right. I mean, it's the story. It's there, but it's a shallow story. The gameplay is a lot of fun, which is why I'm having so much fun with it. Josh says, Ox, with summer starting soon, maybe expand the show an hour or two. Oh, man. I mean, maybe, but I have kids, see, so I don't need to be shouting at the top of my lungs, killing demons late into the night with my kids sleeping in the rooms above me. The Dark Seraph says, when the TV repairman got married, the reception was excellent. Well, he would have an excellent reception, wouldn't he? Doyle's status says, make a shirt after playing Dishonored. You might get a cool idea. Maybe. All right. Super Saiyan says, I'd like to get the old Benny shirt with the Mary gun. Yeah, that's available on my shop right now. I had a blast coming up with that idea. It turned out way better than I expected. So, you're probably wondering about the screenshot, the thumbnail for this particular video. And that's because I just got a new shipment of props. I've been waiting for these for quite some time, but the fine gentleman on Etsy whom I found who was able to do this had a really difficult time. Not a difficult time, but it became an enormous project because he's extremely detailed, and that's why I like him. He does such excellent work. Grizz says, Wolfenstein Youngblood comes out in a few weeks. Would be good for Scotch and smoke rings. That's true. I could use that for Scotch and smoke rings. Depends on how much I like the game. I don't know. Anyway, so what I did is I ordered a shipment of explosives. And he's the guy who made my Fallout 3 Pip-Boy, and it turned out so well that I said, look, I'd love to have explosives. And he says, I can make those. And so he made me a bunch of wonderful explosives. And they don't look screen printed. You're not going to find any scan lines or 3D print lines on these. They look like genuine props if they were to be used in a movie. I know it's going to be blurry if I get close to that camera, but there you go. And many of them are powered. So I'll show you what this means. I'm so in love with them. So I tried this before the program. I think the cord will work if you plug it into a USB. Right? Plasma grenade. Turned out well. I wish I could have it on display lit, but I don't have any power. I haven't set up power back there that I can use for the display. The Dark Seraph says you can't stand backwards on stairs. Yeah, you totally could. I've stood backwards on stairs before. Oh, wait, no. No, you're right. Yeah, I get it now. I should have thought that one through before I opened my mouth. So, yeah, that's, I'm going to have to live with that now. YouTube is forever. Okay, moving on. Then he made these. And these are way bigger in real life than they are in the game. At least I thought so. He made these to scale. So these are 2-scale replicas of the pulse and frag grenades, or pulse and frag mines that we find in the game. And but look how big it is. It looks like huge. Like I couldn't carry a backpack full of these. You guys need to stop laughing. Seriously, it's not that funny. All right, here we go. Let's plug it in. Boom. Look at that. And it lights up. It's so great. He did such a great job. I mean, there wasn't a kit. There weren't any plans. He just did this on his own, just out of his mind, looking at the in-game files and putting it all together. Right? Well done. Then Alex says, so if you give an apple tree apple juice, isn't that considered cannibalism? You water an apple tree with apple juice instead of water? Is that cannibalism? I don't know, because when an apple falls from the tree and it rots at the root of the tree and it rains, it produces its own kind of apple juice, maybe even a fermented apple cider. What if you fed an apple tree apple cider? You're not only turning him into a cannibal, but you're getting him drunk. Is it unethical to water an apple tree with apple cider? That's my new moral video coming up. So here's the frag mine. Again, a work of art. Just so incredibly well done. And it powers up. Let's see if I can do this. Here we go. Without scratching the paint. And it blinks. He's even got a logic circuit in there that makes it blink. Right? Like when you were to arm it in the game. Random Tuber with a tip. Thank you, Random Tuber. So I'm just absolutely thrilled. These turned out way better than I ever hoped. It says fragmentation mine with military stencils on either side. Just superb work. Then there's this. I believe this is a pulse grenade. This one doesn't light up. There's no lighting effect for it in the game, though. But you can arm it. I mean, it's the little things. I like it. And finally, I think I showed this off, but this is a nuke grenade. See the radiation symbol? He did this one as well. Again, you can't light this one up, but I just love the design. Bethesda did so well designing their explosives and their weapons for the game. They just have such a unique personality. So there you go. That's one of the shipments I've been waiting for. I'm waiting for one or two more big shipments before I can sit down and put together my video about props. But that will come eventually. That will come. Binary Ghost says, Oxhorn, I hope you play Doom Eternal, but also you've convinced me to buy Rage 2. Hope I have as much fun as you seem to be having. Lol. I hope to be playing Doom Eternal as well. We have a lot to look forward to. Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein the Youngblood. We've already got Rage 2, which has been an absolute blast so far. Then there's, Outer Worlds and Cyberpunk 2077. There's got a lot coming out this year that we're going to be able to cover on the channel that I'm looking forward to. Sohm814 says, Hey Oxhorn, I wanted to ask about Cleo. Did someone reprogram her to be a weapon vendor, or did she choose to be a weapon vendor, telling us that she became self-aware? I mean, that's a great question, and it's a troubling one as well, because when we talk to her, she certainly seems self-aware. She wants to be called a woman. She likes her feminine charm and her feminine wiles. That's kind of her character. We don't get the impression that she's following orders or programming. She appears to have made a decision, which is really weird when we consider other Assaultrons in the game like Pam and what they're capable of. So yeah, I don't think it's ever explicitly told us in the game, but yeah, she's scary. Cleo is a very scary robot in many ways. Josh Bunton said, would be cool if the Nuka one was glow-in-the-dark. Yeah, I found glow-in-the-dark props to be very problematic. I really wanted a glow-in-the-dark Nuka-Cola Quantum, and I have one that reacts to ultraviolet light, but finding a way for it to glow while a room is lit is really tricky. I tried shining a UV bulb at it, but in the light of day and in a perfectly lit room like this, it still doesn't show up very well. So I don't know, getting a bottle of the cola that glows as brilliantly as it does in the game, replicating that in real life is really hard without like a series of LEDs at a certain frequency or something like that. Terrence says, would you do a Fisto? I've already done a video on Fisto. If you just Google Oxhorn Fisto, I promise you only a very good video will pop up, and it's my video about Fisto, the robot from Fallout New Vegas. If anything else pops up, let me know, because I will instantly be troubled. Binary Ghost says, but she sells the party starter, so scary and cool, I guess, lol. Yeah, no, but I mean, the party starter is also pretty scary. The fact that she sells it makes it even more scary. She had that weapon for a very long time, and the ammunition to use it, and she's homicidal. Scary robot. Andrew says, Oxhorn, would you know why Big Fred's Barbecue Shack has the Enclave symbol on the side? On the sign? I wouldn't know, actually. I hadn't noticed that. I'll have to pay more attention the next time I'm there in the game. Cleo says, a replica of the medicine stick rifle from Fallout New Vegas would look good on your wall, Ox. It would, but it's so big. I briefly toyed with the idea of getting every weapon that meant something to me from the games. Every weapon that I spent a lot of time with, like a large Gauss rifle and the medicine stick and the lever action rifle from Fallout 4. But many of those weapons are just too big. Like if you were to take them and make them one-to-one scale in real life, they would just be huge, huge weapons that I just don't have room in this office for. So probably won't be doing that. Alex says, are you planning on playing Dishonored 2? Absolutely. I'm playing Dishonored 1 so that I can play Dishonored 2. And I'm glad I did, because I wanted to know the story better before getting into Dishonored 2. Millen says, the last time I was watching your show, you had that Fallout New Vegas neon sign in the back. Yeah, it stopped working, and I don't know why. We did have a power outage last winter that might have had something to do with it, but it's not gone. It's right there on top of my other shelf. So I just need to take it to the shop, and I haven't found time. I'll find time to do it eventually. Just haven't had a moment recently. Charles Borden says, all my provisioners are assaultrons. They tend to chase the bad guys into the game, in the game. I made my provision. I wanted to make each and every one of my robot provisioners completely different. So 36 settlements. I've got 36 unique, completely different robot provisioners, and they all have their unique names and paint schemes. I had a lot of fun with automatron and provisioners in my game. Mark McPherson with a tip. Thank you, Mark. Jay Cuesta with a tip. Thank you, Jay. Deuteronomus says, hey, Oxhorn, what's your vision? And have you noticed it declining over the last few years? Mine has gotten so bad I need glasses to read everything now, and I'll even have to wear them for driving soon. Well, the thing is, I was born with really bad eyes. I wore thick, huge bottle glasses, just thick glasses, all throughout my childhood. I mean, this was before they had the technology to make them nice and thin, so my glasses were heavy and thick and just awful. But about 8 or 9 years ago, I went and got that laser surgery in each eye. And part of me regrets it because it kind of messed up the way light is filtered through my lenses, I guess would be one way to describe it. Basically, at night, when I look at taillights while I'm driving, they look like long streaks. And that never happened before. And it was just has to do with the way the laser cuts the meat out of your eye, basically. The way it trims your lenses, so to speak. And so, yeah, I had that done, and now I can see without glasses. And so for most of the time, I don't wear my glasses. But every now and then, I'll need to put them on. My vision is still better with the glasses. I have 20/20 vision without. But with the glasses, I can have even better than 20/20 vision. Mark McPherson says, hey, Oxhorn, how's the new dog? The new dog is doing very well and has become acclimated to the house and the kids. He's now running around, scampering up and down the stairs and getting into all sorts of mischief. Binary Ghost says, I feel you, Ox. That was my childhood as well. Yeah. Anyone born in the 90s, I think, 90s or before and had glasses, had big old thick honking glasses. If I could do it over again, I probably wouldn't have spent the money on the surgery. But then again, there are so many times when I don't need my glasses, and so I don't wear my glasses, that I don't know. I don't know if it was a good decision or not. Curio says, Ox, do you think that Mr. House could sleep, quote unquote, again? He only did the first time because the war damaged his Lucky 38, so I think he would. He wouldn't, so in my opinion, he is the best ending. Well, he went into sleep because his life support was damaged. The bombs hit, and it It knocked his life support into such a state that it wasn't able to keep him. I'm forgetting now. Something happened because he was supposed to have woken up a long time ago, but something happened that made it so that he didn't wake up on time. The Dark Seraph says, Ox, you could always buy a Marlin 1895 lever action for a prop in your office. It's the rifle the lever action in Far Harbor is based off of, but I guarantee it will be expensive. Yeah, it would probably be more expensive than a prop. But again, space. I don't have floor space. I need to stop with the props. That's the problem. I just need to tone down the props and focus on something else because my office is getting too busy. Somebody tweeted at me that they're making the Nuka-Cola truck. They're making the die-cast replicas of the Nuka-Cola truck. And, of course, I'm sure those will come in a variety of different flavors. No. I'm not even going to try for that. I'm done. I'm not collecting any more vehicles, no more trucks, no more die-cast stuff. I don't have room. That one shelf, I was going to dedicate that one shelf to my die-cast vehicles, and it's already full. I don't have any more room. So, no, I'm done. No more trucks and cars, as much as I love them. Maximum Inferno says, I like your channel. When is your next live stream? Tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. We'll be playing some Rage 2. Lucky Babcax with a tip. Thank you very much, Lucky Babcac. The problem, though, is that if his life support was damaged when the bombs dropped, I mean, anything could happen. We're not even counting things like viruses. There could have been a computer virus. There could have been more nukes dropping. I mean, even Benny had a plan that would have worked. It needed someone going in to disable House to get it to work, but Benny was almost there. He was just digging in the wrong direction. He was digging towards the vault instead of towards the Lucky 38. David Goert says, did you say a new Wolfenstein? Yeah. Google Wolfenstein the Young Blood. It's a sequel from the Colossus. We played Colossus and the New Order and the Old Blood all on this channel. We did live streams of all of those games. And the Young Blood will be pretty fun. Based on the trailer. Eduardo says, hey, Ox, how much has all that Fallout stuff in the background cost you? I don't even know. I don't want to think about it. But I have collected it over the span of several years, so it's not like I went out and spent a ton of money, you know, at the market. I chose each piece very carefully, weighed the pros and cons. Did I have enough money for it? Okay. Is it worth the money? Okay. It's the only thing I splurge on at all. And even then, it's for work. Like, this is a set piece. It's a backdrop for my show because it's a point of conversation which contributes to the program. So in my mind, I'm justifying it as a work thing. Binary Ghost says, well, Truth Ox, Benny didn't realize the whole game was rigged from the start. He did. He just didn't realize that he was also a pawn in the game. He thought that he had ascended from pawn-like status. He tried. I mean, in truth, he could have done it if not for the intervention of the courier. I mean, if you think about it, the Yes-Man ending is basically just siding with Benny. He had everything good to go. He had Yes-Man programmed, and with Benny gone, all you have to do is follow Yes-Man's orders, which were all put into place by Benny. It's his ending, really. The Yes-Man ending is Benny's legacy. Where'd you get the Exo 1 helmet? I got that on Etsy. There are a number of people on Etsy who are huge fans of the Fallout franchise and lovingly craft props from scratch. So that's not an official helmet or a licensed item, but made from resin or whatever else they use to craft them. Max Animations with the tip. Thank you, Max Animations. James says, Mr. Ox, surely you're going to sell your merchandise at some point. What, my props? Probably not. I didn't buy them as investments. I don't like the idea of buying toys and props and figurines or anything like that as investments. In fact, there are a lot of them that I just am not interested in, even though they're worth a lot of money. I just don't want them. For example, of the cars, I didn't save any of the boxes for them. I don't care. about their resale value or anything like that. I got them because I wanted them and I liked them. And I plan to put them on display for quite some time. Someday I may want to sell them. Maybe after I die, they'll be sold in an estate sale. But I never got them with the intent to resell them later. Kyle says, hey, Ox, what's your favorite prop that you've collected? Also, any word on when Broken Steel is coming out? Love the Fallen 3 series. I'm working on Broken Steel right now. It's probably going to be a couple weeks before I get the music composed and sit down to do that. But I am in the middle of working on it. As for a favorite prop, I don't know. It's hard to say. I really love the Fallout 3 Pip-Boy that I got. It turned out really well. Sir Reginald Bobslayer says, the first step is admitting your problems. Well, I've done that. I have an addiction to collecting Fallout props. I need to stop. I'm working on it. Binary Ghost says, oh man, you just blew my mind. I've done the Yes Man ending so much. Gosh, I was just following Benny. Lol. Charles says, of course the game was rigged from the start, but you can't win if you don't play. And the Binary Ghost says, truth, my friend. Yeah, it's, I mean, Benny, which is why he begged you. It's really interesting. He's a villain, but by the time we get to see him so he's a villain all the way up to the tops. Even after you meet him, he's a shark. He'll try to hide from you and run away and get his thugs to kill you. But once he's done, and he knows he's done, and he's gonna die, and that's it. He's surprisingly noble, because when you get him in Caesar's tent, all he's concerned about is making sure that his scheme works, making sure that Yes Man gets control, so that Yes Man can save Vegas. When he knows he's going to die, he has nothing left to live for. Yes, he is scared when you threaten to crucify him. That's really the only thing that scares him. But he's not afraid of being beaten by the Legion or being killed by the Legion. He's not afraid of being executed. He's pretty brave about everything except crucifixion. And all he really cares about is his plan, is Yes Man. Because he truly believed in it. He thought he was doing good. Now, that doesn't make him a good guy. He's still a villain. He did a lot of bad things because that's what it is, right? Every evil thing ever done has been done for the best of reasons. But still, he really believed in his plan. He thought it would work. And it did. In one of the endings of New Vegas, it did. Jason says, Ox may have to pull my Patreon support. Someone hit my car while it was parked, and I was at work, and my car was totaled. Oh, Jason, I'm so sorry. I hope you're insured. Don't worry about Patreon, man. You got to take care of you first. But, yeah, sorry to hear about that. I hope it was insured. Maybe there's some sort of workplace insurance you could tap into as well. I don't know. DJ Vamp Girl says, hey, Ox, are you going to play Wolfenstein Cyberpilot VR when it comes out? This is the first I've heard of it. Cyberpilot VR? I know there's Wolfenstein the Youngblood, but Cyberpilot? Never even heard of that. Sounds really interesting. You know what I really like about the Youngblood that I think is really cool, and this is something they've been doing with the entire Wolfenstein series, is it's in a retrofuturistic 1980s, right? Colossus takes place in a retrofuturistic, 60s and 70s. We get flashbacks to the time before World War I and all of that. And so we're going to be playing as Blazkowicz's kids as young adults in the 80s, right? Say they were born in the 60s, in the mid-60s. They would be teenagers or getting close to teenagers, young adults in the 80s. So the theme of it is really kind of cyberpunk. It's almost like a cyberpunk version of Wolfenstein. Lots of pinks and blues. That's the theme of this year, apparently. We've got Cyberpunk 2077, pink and blue. Rage 2, pink and blue. Wolfenstein the Youngblood, pink and blue. So yeah, pink and blue is the color scheme of 2019. Ryan says, Ox, I'm sorry about the hate. Keep on going strong. Never fear, my friend. Will do. King of Content says, your content is amazing. Keep on slaying those demons. I do every day and will continue to. We get to slay some demons ourselves later on, and I'm looking forward to it. I know, it's so funny because I've been really enjoying Rage 2, and now I'm thinking about going back into Doom. And this time last week, I was really eager to get into Doom because I was having so much fun with the Doom gameplay. But after having played Rage 2 in an open world, I don't know if part of me is kind of wishing I was going to sit down to play some more Rage 2. I mean, I love Doom, don't get me wrong. But the open world of Rage 2 I love open world games. So I kind of miss that. But I am looking forward to tomorrow morning. And we got to get through Doom because I am interested in the story. Plus, there are a few more guns I need to get. I don't believe I have every weapon yet in Doom. Zero Gaming says, what started your love of Fallout, and what was your first prop? My first prop? I think my first prop was a gift from my wife, and it was the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy. One Christmas, she got me the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy. And even at that time, I think it was no longer on sale, so she had to get it on eBay. And I loved it. That was the first prop I ever got. Then my love of Fallout started with Fallout 3. When it came out in 2008, I was working at a gaming company, and we all stopped what we were doing to play it. It was just, it took over the entire gaming industry. It was so huge, that game. No one had seen an open world FPS game like that before. So, yeah, it started my love of Fallout. It started my love of first-person shooters, etc., etc. Hey, Oxhorn, first time stream, so here you go, man, says Turbo Sloth. Thank you, Turbo Sloth. Brian Sanchez says, I'm playing Rage 2 right now. TJ says, hey, Ox, love your vids. I'm picking up my own copy of Rage 2 in a bit. Hope you're having a good night. Keep fighting the good fight. Will do, Three Dog. Will do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's much more fun than Rage 1. We played Rage 1 together during Scotch and Smoke Rings last year on this program, and it was all right. Even at the time, I'm sitting there going, okay, yeah, I can see why this game came out and was made, and people enjoyed it. But I can also see why it kind of fell away after a while. I mean, nobody really talked about it. 5, 6, 7 years later, and I hadn't even heard of it. But this game feels different to me. This game really feels well done. The Truck and Vapor says, okay, Ox, I'm here now. You can start the show. We've been waiting for you, Truck and Vapor. Now that you're here, things can get back to normal. I was worried. Now I'm not. Thank you so much for showing up. Harry's PC says, hey, Ox, if one of us sells the Jetpack mod and Calibrated Shocks mods, would you buy them? Technically, that's through the normal means in your game. Meow. Thanks for that meow at the end there. Yes, I totally would. I've been hitting up some of the vendors in Fallout 76, trying to find the calibrated shocks for the XO1 and the Jetpack, and I haven't found anything yet. So if someone were to sell them on a vendor, that is part of the natural course of gameplay, and I wouldn't feel like I was cheating or getting an additional benefit just because I'm a streamer by going about it that way. So yeah, that would be normal. Unless somebody put it at a ridiculously low price. If somebody put it at free or something like that, I'm like, no, come on. Or 500 caps or something. Binary Ghost says, by the way, Oxhorn, if you need a moderator, I'd be happy to connect with you via email or Discord. Thank you very much, Binary Ghost. I think I can take care of that right now. Boom, you're now a mod. Thank you for volunteering. Who is more of a jerk, says Zodis? Jericho from Fallout 3. Or Chet from Fallout New Vegas? Chet? Is there a Chet in New Vegas? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember Chet. He's not a companion. He was the drunk gambler in Good Springs. Jericho. Jericho's way worse. Jericho, Jericho was bad. He sexually harassed one of the what's her name? One of the Lantern women. The sister of the Lantern fellows. I forget what her name was, but yeah, he's really nasty. Celestia says, have you heard of WoW Classic? It's being released on August 27th. I have heard about that. Probably won't be playing it myself because I played WoW Classic back when it was WoW, the only WoW. And I have fond memories, and I'd like to keep the memories. Andrew Turner says, when you look at the barbecue shack, the symbol is on the hind leg of the pig on the sign. It's easy to overlook when you run by, but once you see it, it's sort of obvious. The hind leg of the pig on the sign. The enclave symbol? I mean, the enclave symbol is just an E with stars around it, right? I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look. Million Pavlovic says, did he finish L.A. Noire? I did. I finished L.A. Noire about a month ago. We got to the very end of the game. Check it out. Check out the full series. If you missed an episode, it was really fun to put together. Marcy Long, the all-time jerk, says Josh Bunton. Probably, but now that you've said that, you should watch my video called The Long Walk. It was one of the first lore videos I ever did. It was about the Longs, Marcy and June Long, and I tried to do a play on words. I did a video about the Longs and their long walk from Quincy to Concord. And by the end of that video, you might have a better appreciation for Marcy Long. Just saying. Hotsy Totsy says, how do settlements work in Fallout 76? Well, you just make a camp. It's different. You can't make a settlement. You can take over workshops. So throughout the world, there are a few set workshops that you can claim for yourself, and then you gain access to the camp building system, and you can build on that as much as you want. But people can contest you, and they can PvP kill you and take over the settlement. And when you log out of the game, everything you've built is gone, as far as I know. I don't know if you can do a blueprint at a workshop. But we each also have our own camp, and that is persistent from world to world. Every time we log out and log back in, our camp is still there. We have a small little radius that you can build with. Just check out my video where I did a camp build. I completely rebuilt my camp from scratch a couple of months ago, and I did a full live stream of that. It's on my channel. Just check it out. You'll find it. Marcin says, hey Ox, have you experimented with U-grids to load in Fallout 4? How far did you push it? If so, I was terrified to experiment with that feature, so I think I pushed it out to 8. And that's it. And I didn't go any farther beyond 8. Now that I have a monster of a machine, I could probably push it out farther. But then again, Fallout 4 isn't really optimized for big monster machines. Oftentimes, it's not a hardware limitation, it's a software limitation. The game just wasn't designed to load that many textures into the world, even if they are at a ridiculous distance. So the default U-grids to load is the best one to do. Just that's safest. Use that. I managed to push it out to 8. And I forget what the default one was. I think the default was 6. It's been a long time since I've fiddled with my innies, so I'm not sure. My brother's in the chat. Puppies, he says. He keeps on saying puppies because both of our families got new puppies. He came over last weekend and met my puppy. Brian, I'm going to make you a mod too so that you can have power. Power overwhelming, all right? There you go, Brian. You're now a mod too. You don't have to use it. Just saying, if you ever want to use it, you can. Shane says, I'm so tired of taking over workshops and then the game crashes. Yeah, this is why I don't do it. I work on my camp. I'll take a workshop and put up basic defenses just for the length of my gameplay, but I don't go through taking... Okay, the last time I took a workshop was Thunder Mountain. By the way, if you're ever short on fusion cores, Thunder Mountain is the place to go. I went to Thunder Mountain, gave myself a good hour and a half. I claimed the workshop. I didn't get any resistance from any other players. The machine pumped out like 10 fusion cores for me. It was great. Brian says, don't give me power. Sorry, you're my brother. You got the power, man. You've got the power of life or death on the chat now. So use it wisely. Use it wisely. Sorry about that. I know you're probably really bummed now. Brian Sanchez says, one day I hope to be an Oxhorn mod. You just had to ask, my friend. There you go. Samuel Petrie with a tip. Thank you, Samuel. John Lozana says, hello again, Ox. Glad to see you, my friend. Hope this is another good one. It will be. I'm having a good time. Today's been great. We've streamed Fallout 76, Rage 2. We're going to be streaming some Doom here in a minute. We're just taking care of everything. Brett Buzz says, I have to say, even though I love every Fallout companion, Fox is bae. In my head canon, he was the one to save the Capital Wasteland and activate the Purifier. I mean, Fox is just great. He's wholesome. He's a kind-hearted individual. He has dignity and integrity. He won't even walk with you if you're not just pure karma. He's a good guy. Everyone loves Fox. Samuel Petrie with another tip. Thank you so much. Shane says, I just lucked out and got the T-60 jetpack from the Queen. You did. You did luck out. I have yet to even see a jetpack mod in Fallout 76. Don Cointon says, congrats on 1.2 million subscribers. By the way, thank you very much, Don Cointon. I do appreciate it. And here my brother is abusing his power. Who gets the banhammer, he says. Just be very wise. Just restraint. Gentlemanly restraint is the key when you're a mod. That shows your character. Where's my... Oh, I haven't even sipped my scotch yet. All this time, you guys got me talking. You get me talking, and I ignore important things like scotch and cigars. What if I ban all the moderators? My brother asks. You can't ban the other moderators. You are a moderator. That's not fair to them. He's joking, everybody. My brother would never do that. Ash Malachi says, it's the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, Ash Malachi. I appreciate it. Shane Curtis says, the jetpack is great, but wow, it uses up points fast. AP or Fusion Core? I can deal with AP. There are perks for that, but if it eats up Fusion Cores, well, I suppose that there are perks for that as well. Marcin Raguski says, to hell with interest rates. Thank you, Marcin, for the wonderful tip. That's very kind. And then Blindsided says, for dog treats, to win the pup over from your wife. Thank you, I need to. No, the puppy is just enamored with my wife. I try to be nice to the puppy, but he won't go outside. Like sometimes my wife gets tired of always being the one to take the dog outside, which is understandable. So I try to help and I say, here, let me take the dog out. The dog will just stop and won't move. And I'm like, no, you want to go outside? Some go potty. And he really likes digging around the trees. We have these trees in the lot, and the dog's been finding these mushrooms in the roots. I forget what they're called. They're not truffles, but they're like fake truffles. I forget what they're called. But he keeps on digging them up. So he likes going outside to dig around the trees. But he won't. He just won't go outside with me. If it's me. If my wife takes him outside, he's happy as a lark. Just frolics all over the yard. But he won't go out with me. I'm going to have to get some treats and make him warm up to me. The Truck and Vapor. Wow, that looks like a really interesting computer that you're working on. I need to work on mine. There's so much that I need to do to my rig. Part of me wishes that I could clone myself into 2 channels. One channel with all of the Fallout stuff and video game stuff that I do, and the other channel on hardware, because I love PC hardware. I think second to gaming, I love building PCs. And I'm not an expert by any means. I make mistakes. I Google everything before I install it, but I have so much fun learning about hardware, figuring out how to get it installed. It was a true joy building this computer, even though it was completely nerve-wracking because I had to do all of the piping for the water cooling system myself. It was a bit of a nightmare, but it was really rewarding to get done. And I wish I could do like a channel on hardware. That would be a lot of fun. Brian says, Ox, have you decided on a name or are you sticking with Admiral? We're sticking with Admiral. We wanted our own unique name, but neither of us could think of anything. And she didn't like any of my suggestions. I didn't like any of her suggestions. And by the time, by then a week had gone by and we had been calling him Admiral for a week. So we just left it with Admiral. We're not going to change it. Love your videos, says Koenig von America. Thank you very much, Koenig. I do appreciate it. Laura says, my sweet Admiral, my dog Mina thinks that she's my hubby's wife and looks at me like I'm the other woman. Oh no, is that the way it's going to be with my puppy now? Well, he doesn't growl at me, at least. He doesn't growl at me. But if I give my wife any attention, he puts his head right in there and he'll put his chin on my wife's lap, and he has got to be there to make sure that he gets some attention too. The Truck and Vapor says, yeah, 240 millimeter water-cooled dual fan setup from Coolmaster. Nice. Are you doing hard piping or the soft piping? I really wanted to do the soft. Well, I was going to do the soft piping just because it was less work and less maintenance, but I figured, you know what? I'm building this thing. I have to show it off in the program. Doggone it, I'm going to put some extra work into it. So I got the heat gun and I got the tools for bending the pipes. I did all the hard piping myself. It was a pain in the butt, but it turned out okay. I mean, even now, I've got little things propping up bits and pieces of it so gravity doesn't pull out the pipes. It is dangerous. If you were to see this right now, you would be anxious for me, because here I am every day doing a live stream and working with all of this water coursing through my machine, and it's held together with little foam pieces that are holding up bits of pipe to make sure the gravity doesn't pull it out. I've got this big loop being held up by a bit of packing sponge that came with a box. So far, it's been okay, but you'd probably get anxious looking at my machine. But I'm still like the way it turned out. Yeah, and this is the guy who's talking about having a second YouTube channel where he does hardware. Ash Malachi says, have you used pistols for a playthrough in Fallout 4? I'm currently using the Fudge Muppet build Gunslinger, where you only use pistols, and I'm having a blast. I used the Fudge Muppet Gunslinger build for my survival character in Fallout 4, and he was a lot of fun. The problem was survival mode in Fallout 4, which was really tough. It was really hard, and I didn't get very far. I think I got all the way to Vault 118 to get Nick Valentine, and then I stopped playing. But it was still a fun build. I used a Fudge Muppet revolver build, the cowboy build, for my Fallout New Vegas character, and that's where I got my pistol fix. I really enjoyed the pistol gunplay in Fallout New Vegas with that character. Rachel says, is he still having separation anxiety? How old is he again? Still recommend Thunder Shirt. Thunder Shirt? I don't recall. He was born in February. I think it was towards the end of February. They told us he was 14 weeks old or something like that. So he's still a young puppy. And no, his separation anxiety is gone. He's, this is what we thought. He just needed to get acclimated to our family, get to know the kids, and, get used to his new environment. Now he's doing really well. Brian, don't tell all the family secrets, man. Oh, but that happened on the show. I used to do Scotch and smoke rings from the car before it burnt down. So I guess everybody already knows about that. Vault 114. Thank you, Publius Veros. What did I say? Did I say 118? What am I thinking of? Which one is 118? That's the one in Far Harbor, isn't it? Turbo Sloth says, been wanting to donate for a long time. Thank you, Turbo Sloth. Truck and Vapor says, but all of it RGB, individually addressable, plus 6 exhaust fans, RGB, quad loop, RGB strips, glass frameless box. Man, that sounds nice. I somehow messed up on all of the lighting in my system. It all works, but it's all tied to the same logic circuit, so I can't program each. I wanted to program the video cards to have their own lighting display and the RAM chips to have their own lighting display, but I ended up somehow wiring it all up to the same logical processor so that I program one thing on my computer and they all do the same bleeping and blooping. I'm thinking of just going solid. I'm kind of getting tired of all the different flickering colors. It's a bit much. I'm thinking of just having like a solid white. Boring, I know, but I think I might do that. Charles Borden says, "What? I missed the van story." Ox, now I'm curious. It's scary. No, I lent my car to my brother many years ago, and he was just driving like normal on the freeway. He had to go to work or something. And I forget what it was. Like, he felt a lurch. I mean, he could tell it better than I could. But he felt a lurch, and so he pulled over to the side of the road, and then he was calling someone on his phone when somebody stopped behind him, pulled over, ran up to him, and said, "Your car is smoking." And he said, "What?" And he gets out just in time for the entire thing to go up in flames. And this was my car. And, you know, he called me on the phone to tell me what happened. I got in an Uber, and I had the Uber take me, because it was my only car. I had the Uber take me to the side of the road where he was, and it was just it was burnt to a crisp. It was a shell of a car. And we found out later that there was a recall on the driver's side electric window. Apparently, there was grease that had not been applied properly, so that some of the wires in the passenger side window could ignite the stuffing in the window for heat or something, which could then turn the car on fire. I didn't even know about the recall. And I'm just glad no one got hurt. It was insane. Insurance paid for it. It ended up being okay, but I'm just glad my brother is here today to ban bad people. That's what I'm glad about today. Brian Sanchez says, "So, Ox, since the game director of Rage 2 wants to make Rage 3, would you buy that no question, or would you be hesitant?" At this point, I'd buy it no question. I'm having so much fun with Rage 2, despite the fact that the story is not as good as it should be. The gameplay and the open world and the driving are so well done, in my opinion, that I would enjoy immensely playing a Rage 3. So unless they completely butchered it and botched it, I'd probably buy it. Welcome, new member, Heather Wall. Shane Curtis says, "Driving normal, I'm sure. 95 in a second gear, I bet." No. Of anyone in my family, my brother is the good driver. Like, I drive okay in real life, right? My driving in the game is not as bad as my driving in real life. But even in real life, my brother is still the one with better reflexes. He was always the better gamer growing up. He could always beat the hard bosses in every game we ever played together. And in real life, he's a better driver too. I'm happy to admit that. Johnny Pickle says, "What you drinking tonight, Ox? Wait all week for your streams. Love the vids, bro. Best Fallout creator ever. Cheers, my friend. Let's kill some demons." Yes, it's getting close to that time. 7 minutes, and we've got demons to kill. Tonight, I'm drinking the last of my Glenfiddich, and I'm smoking a La Aurora y Leon Corojo. My brother says he's lying. I burned it down with smoldering hot passion. You see his eloquence. He's a dentist. He's got this eloquence. I burned it down with smoldering hot passion. I mean, he's almost declaring his love to the fire he caused in my car. Brian, man, we need to get you back on the program. He used to co-host the show with me all the time, years ago. He would come over and co-host it almost every single week. We got to get you back, bro. Sir Reginald Bobslayer says, Halo series, I'd pay good money to see you stream that. Oh, my wife would probably like that as well. She loves Halo. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love first-person shooters, but there's something about just the story of Halo, which I know is weird because I just got through saying that I liked Rage 2 despite the story. But I don't know, it just didn't capture my imagination. I'm not saying it's a bad game or any of those games are bad. I mean, I've seen my wife play it. I've seen my brother play it. I know that they're great games. Just the story didn't really capture me. Kind of like Star Wars. I know that Star Wars is good, but the story of Star Wars and the franchise, it's just not something I'm passionate about. It just didn't really ignite that spark of inspiration in me. So I don't know. I might consider Halo someday, but there are a lot of other games I'm much more interested at the moment. Like Dead Space, for example, is a series I'd love to do on this program if I could just get the blasted games to work on Windows 10. That's the problem. Cole Gotcher says, wait, guys, what happens if Ox bans himself from one of his own streams? Oh, man. I'm thinking black hole, apocalypse, the universe turns inside out. Kind of like what happens if you punch Google into Google. IT crowd, anyone? No? Okay. Potato Chip should be a mod. Yeah, if he wants it. Where is he? Is there? Where's Potato Chip? If he's there, I don't see his name. If he wants it, he can say something. More than happy to. Dead Space is awesome. You should totally play it, says Heather Wall. Yeah, I know it's awesome. See, the thing is, I'm so mad at myself. Back when I was working at a gaming company, the very first Dead Space came out, and they flew me and a coworker to the Dead Space headquarters, and we sat in their headquarters with a bunch of other journalists watching horror movies, and then after watching horror movies and eating free popcorn, they took us around and showed us all the props from the world that they had created, and I just fell in love with the Dead Space world, but I never played the game. I never played it when it came out back then because I was so busy with all the other stuff that I was doing at work. But yeah, I'd love to get into that universe because it seemed so interesting at the time. I've forgotten a lot of it now, though I do remember him showing off a prop of some sort of industrial stone cutting tool that he had invented and that the main character Isaac retrofitted into a weapon. And I thought that was such a cool concept. Potato Chip says, no, thank you. I appreciate it though. No worries, my friend. Invitation is open as always. Kids are screaming, gotta go, says Brian. Brian, it was good. I'm glad you hopped on the program. I was happy to make you a mod. Ryan Thomas says, can I be a mod? Well, I appreciate the donation. I'm saving mods for regular names that are active in the community and they show up to almost every single stream that I have begun to trust. So new names I'm probably not going to give mod powers to, but I do appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan. Ash Malachi, man, everyone's Ash Malachi. Of course, you can be a mod. You're here almost every single time, so I'll turn you into a mod. All right, I'm done with dispensing mod powers for the moment, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's time. Did I do that right? Ash Malachi, did I make you a mod or did I ban you? Say something, Ash. I thought I made you a mod and didn't ban you. No, you are a mod. Okay, good. It's just weird because I have this one YouTube interface where I have to do everything. Ban people and mod people, and sometimes it gets confusing. Okay, I got to get to the game now. It's almost time. Oh, hold on, my Doom is messing up. Okay, let's turn off the music and put on the game music. Whoops, and I still got music playing in my ear. Okay. Got my cigar. Got my scotch. Chat is working. Finally have mods on the program. Let's kill some demons.
You'll find the Helix Stone in Olivia's private archival lab deep within this facility. Few have ever seen the stone. But if you came to us for a reason, you might be able to see something in it we haven't.
Oh, look at all these demons out there. Oh, dear. Oh, here we go. All right, I should probably spend some of my points first before we get any deeper. Let's see. These are my challenges. Upgraded. Slot 1. That's still locked. I need 7 rune trials to unlock that. Okay, how do I spend my points? I've got 4 points to spend on the Praetor suit. I could work on environmental resistances, area scanning technology, equipment system. These upgrades improve equipment capacity and recharge time. Power up. Or dexterity. These upgrades affect the speed of certain actions. Dalton Williams says, weekly donation, Ox, love ya, and remember me as an every stream viewer, even if I'm in the shadows, lol. Dalton, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Let's try environmental resistances. No, let's try dexterity. Okay, the next one is swap weapon mods faster. Oh, doggone it. That's okay. The next one is barrels of fun. Immune to explosive barrel damage. Power up effectiveness. When a power wears off, a damaging blast wave is released. Cool. Equipment systems. Decrease the recharge duration for equipment. Yeah, I'll probably do that, huh? Oh, and I need 3 more for that. $13 for my weapons. Holy cow. Well, what could I upgrade now? I haven't done anything to that. I barely did that. Let's work on this. Reduce charge time. Siege mode. The beam is now devastating area of effect around it. Mobile siege allows movement while using siege mode. Maybe. Let's take a look at my shotgun. What else? I mean, this is my primary weapon. Mastery challenge. Okay, rapid fire. Let's do this. Marcin Roguski says, Ox, if I may, the BFG, don't aim at the single demon. Wait for the moment to aim at the center of area without obstacles. It does enormous splash damage. Oh, is that how I'm supposed to use it? Okay. That makes perfect sense. All right, so I've already done the lock-on burst. Multi-targeting. Kill 5 summoners with the lock-on burst. Oh, I gotta kill summoners with this gun to unlock that? I haven't used the mobile turret a lot, have I? Now, the micro missiles are cool. I did enjoy the tactical scope, But the micro missiles are really cool. So let's put the rest into this. I only have 7. 1. 2. And that's 5.
It is not a mistake that he has come into our possession. The demons prophesied his return. If he awakes, it could jeopardize the entire mission. For he is the only one who can stand against them.
Attention to all Lazarus personnel. There will be an open forum to resolve any questions or concerns on the initiative to weaponize the demons. Report to the chapel at 1400 hours. Please save your word before attending.
Was designed to work with my suit, specifically to make use of the argent receptors found in the gloves and chest. Ooh, nasty. What was that? What was that? Is there something below? Hey, good stuff. Ooh, what is this? Hello.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown confirmed.
Okay, are there any power-ups I should know about before I activate all hell to break loose? I don't see any. Oh, there's one.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Oh.
Volunteers are currently needed for the UAC's exciting new Revenant research program. Expand your potential, experience something new, and go beyond mere mortal limitations. See Jessica.
Olivia activated the Hell Wave from somewhere inside this facility. I did hope she could rise above their influence. I was wrong. She proved to be weaker than I thought she'd be.
All right, precision bolt. That's gonna be fun. Wait a minute. Oh. Hello? Oh, what have we here? Another secret? Auto map. Oh! And it's beautiful as I knew it would be. Tricky. And I'm out of shotgun ammo. Bad. Oh, yeah.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown. Okay. All right, hold on. Scotch it up. Oh. Chaotic. But hey. Quad damage, says Marcin Roguski. Was there a quad damage there that I didn't even see? Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown.
Jiminy Cricket! Ah!
Okay. Strategize.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown indicated. Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Golly gumdrops, man. What's going on in here? Whoa. Oh, that's not how you do an autopsy. Okay. Should feel better. A little bit of scotch.
unsafe level. Lockdown in effect.
More!
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Okay, well, I don't know if I went the right way. Because there was that other way. Holy cannoli. I really want to see what was down here, though. Oh, no, I can't open it again. Is that it? Is that the end of the level? Woo! Nope.
Kadun Masamegnan, Cryos Eligma, and Mat Dilak, Creon High, Olin Divinu.
Really? Great, demonic chanting now. Fun, fun for everyone. Bad sign.
You should not have allowed his location to be discovered.
It was not me. It was Samuel. He led them to his tomb. Please, we can overcome this. I promise. The gate will be opened as planned.
All right. Health, armor, or ammo. I probably need more armor, huh?
Manual security activated. All terminals now accessible.
Glad it gave me some argent plasma.
And that means...
The Crucible. That's what she was looking for. Vega, did you get the location?
Yes. It is located in an uncharted region of the Titan's realm, but we'll need to rupture another Argent accumulator to create the portal. The only accumulator in this sector is in specimen CD-587.
You're going to have to remove it. Once you've extracted the accumulator, it will become unstable. The ruptured casing should cause a rift strong enough to send you back to their world. We can determine your point of entry using the tether system I uploaded to your suit. Retrieving the Crucible is critical. Without it, we have no way of shutting down the well and closing the Hell portal here on Mars.
Great!
Demonic presence.
Oh, great!
Lockdown in effect.
Probably shouldn't have wasted that on him.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
What is that? Guess I can't have that yet. Oh! Ritual sacrifice. Don't do it again. Ah! Horrifying. How much more of this? This is gonna keep going and going, won't it? Oh, hey! great. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hey guys. Here for the party.
Lazarus wave at full charge, ready for activation.
This helm will redirect the course of mankind. On this day, we make our contribution to their cause. Our salvation lies with them.
I pulled you from that tomb in the Cattinger Sanctum for this reason. I knew she was weak. Our work doesn't come without risks, and I released you from your prison to help mitigate those risks. I knew that in the event of a catastrophe, you'd be the only thing that could stop them.
Okay. Closing the hell portal. Portal closed. Thank you, that one guy. Where's that noise coming from? Do I gotta jump down there? I guess I do. Down we go.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect. Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Oh, for the love of Pete! Oh, golly! Oh, can I take a break? I just want a nap. Is that too much to ask? Oh, Lord, oh Lord. Okay. Alright, where do I go? I go here? Is this where I go? No, where do I go? I go over there. Right. There's also that down there. How do you get down there? Oh, that's where I came from.
To rip out the Argent accumulator powering the Cyber Demon. Destabilizing the core will cause a rift that will send you back to hell. Once the Crucible is in your possession, we will pull you out.
Okay, pull me out. Crucible in my possession. Argent Plasma! I should really start using my Argent, my BFG. Okay, any upgrades I can do? I've got 3 of those. I needed 4, right? I've got 10 of that. Micro missiles. I'm starting to use that a lot. Right. So, I know what to expect now. No? Yes? No? Yes. Okay. Woo! Oh dear. My. Can I, John Lazama says, hey Ox, stop what you're doing and read this BFG. I could use the BFG. Please tell me I don't have to kill that one guy again. Yes. BFG? BFG. Let's try the BFG. Yeah, let's try that. Nothing! Cyber Demon, that's what that was. Oh, and I got 1 round for that. I got 1 Argent Plasma round back for that, if that was the Cyber Demon. What's to come? Oh, no. Oh, it's a hell symbol. Okay, we're going to hell now. Jump in, let it up. Oh, that's great. Oh, Lord. Well, I got Variety of the Spice of Death. Perform 5 different glory kills on possessed soldiers. I only got 2 of the, what, a dozen secrets? I only killed 1 of the elite guards. I got the field drone and the Argent cell, but I missed both of the rune trials. Man, that plasma rifle saved the day there at the end. You see that? Shoot. Charge the BFG. Am I supposed to charge it? Is that how I get a bigger, do I get a bigger chunk of life out of him if I charge it first? Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it at that. This will leave us something to do for next week. Whatever's next after this, Lazarus. Oh man, that was like high octane. I think I need a big glass of water, maybe some chocolate, a little bit of coffee, and then a nice nap. Or maybe it's bedtime. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll go to bed. But I can't. I got some audio to edit for a lore video. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you so much for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings and joining me for Doom Part 7. We are plowing through this game, ladies and gents. Plowing through it. Tomorrow morning, Rage 2, Day 4. Lots of wonderful Rage stuff coming up. I'm having such a blast with the game. You can't charge it, people are saying. Okay. Well, that's good to go. That's good to know. Some runes are great, like unlimited ammo when shield is at 100%. Wow. Yeah, I would love to get that rune. I'll have to keep my eyes out. Anyway, thanks again for joining me, everybody. Please tune in tomorrow for Rage 2, Episode 4. We're going to have a great time. We're just whipping through that game and having a blast. Saturday, we're going to do more Rage. Sunday, I'm still taking the day off, so no content for you on Sunday. But come Monday, we'll be back with the Return of Obra Dinn, a Fallout 2 episode, a Fallout 76 episode, and if I get the theme song for Broken Steel done in time, maybe a Broken Steel episode. Lots of wonderful stuff coming up your way. Please have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining. Be kind to absolutely everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the next installment of Rage 2. Have a good night.